Welcome to episode 172 of the Ben Briggs podcast. I am Ben Briggs. It is Saturday, people. Saturday, the 26th of December, 2020. It's not, though. It isn't. It's Saturday's episode, people, but it was fucking Boxing Day yesterday, wasn't it? For some reason, this sounds very loud in my ears. I don't know what's happened over the Christmas period, but here at the Ben Briggs podcast, all levels seem to have increased. Either that or I'm just a little bit close to the mic. That could be it. If you can hear my breathing there, it's gone all a bit ASMR, isn't it? Yeah, so it is Sunday at the moment because obviously it was fucking Christmas time and it was Boxing Day, and I made the decision. I thought, fuck that. I shall not do the... Who's going to fucking... If you're listening to this on Boxing Day, you've got some serious fucking issues with A, your own family, and B, your own friends. You either have none of those, or absolutely just annoyed people that you are sitting listening to the Ben Briggs podcast on Boxing Day. What the fuck is wrong with you? You know, I listen back to these episodes, right? But even I wouldn't listen to my own podcast on Boxing Day. Even I wouldn't do that. And I am the most narcissistic fuck you're ever willing to meet, or unwilling to meet. But yes, it's the day after Boxing Day. So, like... it is about 5 o'clock in the evening. I had to do like a morning shift this morning, so I had to come back, do the old fucking morning shift until like 9 o'clock or whatever it was, and then fuck off. So I've had a little kip, trying to sleep off. I was trying to work off at work this morning in the old day job, because of the COVID day job. Yeah, I was trying to work off like a little bit of the old excess overindulgence with the old chocolates, beer, wine, Prosecco, crisps. It was a bit of a savoury Christmas for me this year. Cheeselets, the Christmas cheeselets they do, fucking Twiglets. I only ever eat Twiglets at Christmas, and I always think to myself, I really ought to eat more of these. I really like the Marmite sort of taste that Twiglets have. I ought to have more of these, and then I seem to never touch them again until the big boxes, the big tubs of them come out every Christmas. Also, as well, a little bit... disappointed, like every fucking year, the big like tubs of Quality Street seem to get smaller and smaller. Quality Street or Heroes or whatever chocolate mixture that you have, Heroes, Roses, they always seem out. It's not like the old days, Ben. I started to sound old, and I, man. It's not like the old days. Everything's getting smaller. A Curly Whirly used to be the size of a fucking house. All right. Let's calm down. So, yeah, I hope you all had a nice Christmas, whatever denomination of religion you are. But obviously, to the old Christians out there, they fucking love it. But not really being a Christian myself, although I was christened. But I might make, depending on whether we find out whether God exists or not before the time I die, I may make a final lunge for the line, so to speak, in running parlance, for whether or not I'm going to make it into heaven or not. Who knows? Who knows if it exists? You know, whatever. Now, the day after Boxing Day is not the day to discuss whether heaven exists or not. Or maybe it is. Maybe that is the exact perfect time. Let's have a little bit of tea. Come on now. We love a bit of tea here. So Boxing Day was quite chilled out. Like Christmas Eve was quite nice, quite chilled out. Christmas Day, played a few games, obviously, get the old fucking board games out or the card games out, that sort of shit, innit? Christmas dinner was lush, by the way. Hannah outdid herself, but it was fucking nice, and all sitting around the table. Quite a low sort of like table, like it was almost like a Japanese Christmas dinner, because we've got a long, low sort of like Japanesey height table. Although we were sitting on the sofa and shit like that in the front room, so you know, not too far away from our devices and TVs. That's Christmas these days. None of this singing songs by the fire, is it? Yeah, it was nice. Christmas dinner was nice, man. All the trimmings. The lads had a turkey, or I think they had turkey, yeah. And the pigs in blankets shit and that sort of thing. And we had the corn. It's like a gammony cheese thing. I'm gonna have to Google it, but I thoroughly fucking recommend it, even if you don't eat meats. Not that I'm gonna be converting anybody. Yeah, it's the escallops. Is it cheese and broccoli escallops? I don't know. That doesn't seem right. Cheese and broccoli escallops, is that it? I don't know. No, that's not it. It was escallops though. But they were fucking lovely, man. And then it was just savoury until I'd had too many. You can have. I realised this Christmas you can actually have too many Doritos, cheese Doritos. My fingers are fucking virtually stained orange for the amount of cheese Doritos I had on Wotsits, and then those potato stick things that you only ever have at Christmas as well. And the salt and vinegar chipstick things. Oh, man. I tell you what, I love a cup of tea, but I love a fucking crisp as well. Any denomination, I'll have cheese and onion, prawn cocktail, not my favourite, but I'll eat it if there's fuck all else to eat. But I feel a little bit stuffed at the minute, and I've got a bit of a belly. I know everybody's been complaining about, hey man, I've got lockdown belly and shit like that. It's a nightmare. My confidence has gone out of the window because of my lockdown belly I've got. Well, you know, get off your ass and do something. Maybe. I mean, if you fucking run your ass around the block a couple of times. That's exactly what I intend to. I don't intend to do that, by the way. I know everybody's thinking about their New Year's resolutions at the moment, but I have no intention to lose this weight that I've put on. I've put on about, what, 1.5 stone or something since the start of all of this. And you know what? I'm quite comfortable with it. I'd rather not pay £32 a month to go and work it off at a gym, which would take time and literally money to do that, whereas I can just think, fuck it, I'm a bit of a fat fuck now, so I'll deal with it as soon as I have my first stroke. After having my first stroke, I'll sort it all out, but until then, I am going to be a fat fuck. Let's have a look. So Boxing Day, which was yesterday, it intrigues me, Boxing Day, will solve this. Why is it called? Why? I have no idea why it's called Boxing Day, by the way. Why is it called Boxing Day? The name comes from a time when the rich used to box up gifts to the poor. Here we go. This must have been some time ago. Now they royally fuck them. Now what the rich do is appoint a government to give them tax breaks and blame it on the poor who are unemployed, the fact that our economy is going down the shitter. How times change, baby. How times change. Name comes from a time when the rich used to box up gifts to give to the poor. Boxing Day was traditionally a day off for servants. That's nice. Thanks for waiting on us hand and foot for the other 364 days a year. You can have tomorrow off. Enjoy yourself. You there, boy. What day is it? It's your day off. Now fuck off. Come, make sure you're back at 1 minute past midnight, though, because I'll need my fucking hemorrhoids creamed. And the day when they received a special Christmas box from their masters. Fuck me. It's all very... Jesus. Hello, my lord. Thank you. And I bet as well they had to seem really pleased with the gift that their masters get. Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you for these pair of mittens. This will keep my hands warm when I'm declogging your latrine. Yeah, fucking hell. Yeah, so that's apparently Boxing Day. St. Steve is a holiday celebrated the day after Christmas Day. We know that occurring the second day of Christmas tide. Though it originated as a holiday to give gifts to the poor, today Boxing Day is primarily known as a shopping holiday. That's it, baby. All the sales were on yesterday. They fucking love it, don't they? Everybody at Christmas loves a fucking bargain. They don't mind. Who does that, by the way? Who does that? If you're one of these people who gets up on Boxing Day at 6 o'clock in the morning to get to somewhere like the next sale, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why would you want to do that? So you've got to like recalibrate, like Christmas Day. Oh, I can't have too much to drink because I've got to be up tomorrow to buy some shit from Next. Boxing Day is on the 26th of December, although the attached holiday or public holidays may take place. Oh, right. Boxing Day is also concurrent with the Christmas holiday St. Stephen's Day. What's that? Also called the Feast of St. Stephen, is a Christian saint's day to commemorate St. Stephen, the first Christian martyr or proto-martyr. Fucking hell. Celebrated on the 26th of December. It's an official public holiday in Austria, Bosnia. History. St. Stephen, what did St. Stephen do? All these martyrs or whatever, they just went, I believe in Christianity. They become saints, don't they? Because all they do is say, I believe in Christianity, I'm following Jesus. And at the time, people said, fuck you. That's a load of bullshit. If you don't change your mind, we're going to kill you. And they went, well, kill me then, and got killed. And then suddenly they're a saint. What's Saint Stephen's big thing? What did he do? Didn't even fucking pussy. Didn't even kill a dragon. What's wrong with you? Stephen, often given as a title rather than his name, Hebrew, Saint Stephen. The only source of information about Stephen is the New Testament book of the Acts of the Apostles. Stephen is mentioned in it. What did he do? Oh, he got stoned to death. That's what he did. Didn't he? Fucking hell. The first one. Yeah, that's not so bad. And then another. The stoning of Stephen, thus castigated the occurred. In a long speech to the Sanhedrin, comprising almost the whole of Acts chapter 7, Stephen presents his view of the history of Israel. The God of glory, he says, appeared to Abraham and Mesopotamia, thus establishing at the beginning of the speech one of its major themes, that God does not dwell only in one particular building, meaning the temple. Why did he get stoned then? Sorry, I had some tea there. Views on Stephen's speech. So he fucking gave a speech and then gets stoned. Is that it? He's born 5 AD, so he's born 5 years after Jesus. Venerated in Catholicism. It seems to have been among synagogues of Hellenistic Jews that he performed his teachings and signs and wonders, since it is said he aroused the opposition of the synagogue of freedmen. The old Jews at him. Yeah, get that fucking Stephen. Shut it, Stephen. Just imagine it. He's giving his speech. Shut up, Stephen, you fucking nonce. But Stephen, let's have a look. And of the members of these synagogues had challenged Stephen's teachings, but Stephen had bested them in debates. Smacked him down. I imagine it was like some sort of rap battle going on between Stephen and some Jewish people. Furious at this humiliation, they suborned false testimony that Stephen had preached blasphemy against Moses and God. They dragged him in to appear before the Supreme Legal Court of Jewish elders, accusing him of preaching against the temple and the Mosaic law. Stephen is said to have been unperturbed, his face looking like that of an angel. He's just, oh, we're going to kill you. Okay, fair enough. Like, it is like 33 AD or something. You know, you kind of do this all the time to people. Like, I'm 28 years old, 28 to 30 years old he was when he died, it says here. That's a fucking old man back in those times, though, isn't it? I bet he was like, fuck it, do whatever you want. I've said what I've got to say. Somebody's written it down in a fucking Bible. It's fine, I'm going to live forever. Let's have a look at the stoning. Thus castigated, the account is that the crowd could contain their anger no longer because he was sitting there with it. Oh, he fucking, look at him sitting there with his angel's face. However, Stephen looked up and cried, "Look, I see heaven open and the Son of Man standing on the right hand of God." He said that the recently executed Jesus was standing by the side of God. The people from the crowd who threw the first stones laid their coats down so as to be able to do this at the feet of a young man named Saul, later known as Paul the Apostle. Stephen prayed that the Lord would receive his spirit and his killers be forgiven, sank to his knees and fell asleep. He didn't. He was brutally stoned to death by the sounds of it. Saul approved of their killing him. In the aftermath of Stephen's death, the remaining disciples fled to distant lands, many to Antioch. Well, there you go, people. Not only do you get irrational bullshit on this podcast, but every now and again you get a little bit of So it's St. Stephen's Day. Shouldn't we all be throwing stones and shit at people making speeches? You know, I'm sure people do that anyway, don't they? Hey, these days, anyone with an opinion gets fucking stones thrown at them metaphorically these days via either one social media outlet or another. Well, I did not know that. So Boxing Day is just goes to show. Let's have a bit of tea. Hang on. Isn't that a completely classist sort of like way of looking at it, though? The Boxing Day, why it's called Boxing Day. We are going to make a whole day. Us rich people are giving you poor fucks some gifts, and we're going to make a whole day of this. And we shall call it Boxing Day because we box up shit to give to you poor people. And you will be thankful and celebrate what we do. Oh, thank you. They treat them like shit for 365 days a year. And then Christmas time, one day out of that 365 days a year on Boxing Day, they go, there's a fucking present. There you go. Thanks, servant, for being there for me and fucking working my land so I can sit on my fat ass. Have a fucking chicken. Oh, fuck. I'd have hated it. I think I'd have been like fucking seriously unemployed in those days. Or constantly in stocks having cabbages thrown at me or something. I don't know. Jesus, it's that whole thing, isn't it? That whole class system of not that it doesn't exist today, does it? Where we get an extra holiday or something every few years when the Queen reaches a certain age. Decline. Here we go. Tradition has been compared to the US phenomenon of Black Friday, the Friday following Thanksgiving holiday, which is usually considered the first day. Yeah, so you got all the sales at the minute. This is a very Boxing Day thing where people sort of like get up early for the sales. Fuck knows why. Especially when you've got the internet these days and you can just Google. But what they seem to do, places like Next, the Next sale was always a big thing. Anybody not from this country, Next is like a clothing company. They do homeware and shit like that as well, but they primarily do like clothing. And it's like a little bit like Gap. They do like regular, standard, fucking not particularly expensive. They do their own brand, but they sell other shit like Ralph Lauren and Yves Saint Laurent shit and that sort of thing. But what they do, what a lot of people don't realise is the day before Boxing Day, like early in the morning, they'll ship in like racks and racks and racks of clothes. And that's the shit they sell off cheap in the sale. And you're just essentially, you think you're buying quality stuff, but you're just buying any old shit that they've decided to purchase and sell on Boxing Day. They're not going to slash their prices on everything completely, are they? All the decent stuff that you want, all the name stuff and that sort of thing, or, you know, and there's just queues of people, particularly this year. It was amazing to see, because in tiers 2 and 3, you saw the high streets. They had pictures of the high streets like this morning, and from yesterday, from Boxing Day yesterday, they had pictures of the high street, and it was like just rammed, just people everywhere. And then tier 4, where people can't go out and shit like that, the streets were just like empty. Who the fuck wants to do? You don't do that on Boxing Day. What you do on Boxing Day is you wake up, you feel a little bit groggy, you probably have some Bucks Fizz or a light sort of breakfasty alcohol just to try and get you through it. You have a breakfasty alcohol, something that'll go well with All Bran or Marmite on toast. You have that. That gives you a little bit of a kick. Then you have a big breakfast to try and, you know, just like absorb the alcohol that you've just took in for breakfast, with your breakfast just before breakfast, and the alcohol that you had yesterday that's still swilling around in your system. You do that about 10 o'clock, something like that. You have a little kip. That's what you do till about 12. You wake up, you have a little bit of lunch, maybe a couple of beers at lunch, because it's fucking Christmas, isn't it? You can have Christmas. A little Christmas drink on Boxing Day afternoon. You play a couple of games. You have dinner at night, some sort of picky thing, like a buffet type thing that you can just pick at all night long, and you keep eating and drinking all the way through till the day after Boxing Day. That's what you're supposed to do on Boxing Day. Yeah, you're not meant to queue for fucking clothes. You're not meant to queue for fucking clothes on fucking Boxing Day. If you haven't got enough clothes by Boxing Day, you know, you've timed Christmas wrong. If you really need that, or you're just looking for a bargain. You're just looking for a bargain full of shit, and it's fucking horrible. It's like a fucking jumble sale. I remember years ago, when I used to play for football teams and that, they used to have like jumble sales and shit like that, and it used to be an avalanche of people going there, just throwing shit about and just rushing around, trying stuff on. This is where people have fights and shit on Boxing Day, innit? Over fucking clothes. Reduced, you know, like a fucking t-shirt or a fucking pair of leggings. I don't know. Let's have a little bit more tea, but there's better things to do with your life. If you're going, you just end it. If you're going out shopping on Boxing Day, you know, what the fuck are you doing? Let's have some tea. Hang on. Sorry, I'm a bit thirsty today. There's probably all the alcohol working out of my system, innit? Anyway. Back to Christmas Day, I had some. The weird thing about it is, because obviously I am in a relationship. Within that relationship, there is also children. Not mine. But Hannah's got 2 kids. Like her eldest lad's about 20 odd. Her youngest lad's about 10ish, something like that. So you got 2 different age groups. But the thing is, that I noticed, that my parents always said that I never agreed with. You actually get quite excited about them getting up and opening their presents and shit like that. But fuck me, Jesus. It took ages for them to get up. We woke up about 7 o'clock or something like that, did the old present exchange. There you go, I got you this because I thought you might like it. I got you this because I thought you might like it. And shit like that, and you go, oh man, I remember, you know, like, yeah, that's got so much meaning for me and stuff like that. And you go, should we do money next year, shall we? No, it's nice. I've got some nice gifts. I got a nice couple of t-shirts, some books, the Godfather books, and the Return of the Godfather, or whatever it is, the second one, the Red Book or whatever. I got that. I think I got about 4 or 5 books. It's like people are pushing shit on you, saying, I don't think you're quite educated enough, so we're gonna have to you're gonna have to read these books. It's about time, Ben, that you started reading some books and learning about shit. But I got some t-shirts and shit like that, but it's just waiting for the kids to get up, because you're like, that's the exciting part, isn't it? You want them to see their, disappointed faces in the shit presents you bought them. That's it, isn't it? That's all you want to see, that look of disappointment in their eyes on Christmas morning, and then just whisper in their ear, this is what it's like being an adult. That's what you want to say to them. You just see the hope just draining out of their eyes when they wanted, some sort of like gift that you couldn't afford to give them. And then you have to explain the economics of life to them over Christmas dinner as they're crying. No, I think they got everything they wanted. Like, the eldest one, he's 20 or whatever. Like, he's, you just buy him stuff, and, and the little one, he's, quite happy with everything he got, I think. Like, it's very difficult, really, isn't it? Because I'm not their dad. So you just, you go, you decide how much, money you're going to have to spend for them to like you, because you're never going to be a replacement for their father. So you just allocate a certain amount of money to them. To be perfectly honest, all I did with them is I just said to Anna, how much do I need to pay? And then you just pay it. That's it. Leave everything to her. There you go. Hopefully they'll like that. It's a bit disappointing when they go, thank you. Thanks, Mum, for the Christmas presents. And you can't just stand up and just go, actually, you need to be thanking me as well, mate, because I paid half of that shit, yeah? Half of that. In fact, if you're not going to thank me for it, I'm going to cut half of that in half. And you can have the half from your mum, and the other one I'm going to burn in front of you. You can't say that, can you? Can't get away with that. So I had some nice presents. It was kind of, it's been like kind of a chilled out Christmas. You can't really go around see a load of people. Christmas Eve, before I came up, before I went up, I went to see my parents, drop their presents round. Went to see my brother, drop his presents round for the kids. For my niece and my nephew, and then you just do all of that, didn't you? Went around to see my nan, was around there about an hour, had my ears chewed off. The usual. And then you do the rounds, don't you? And then you can relax, have a few beers on Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, loads to eat. I mean, what more do you want? And then, watch the Queen's speech. It was all going to be about coronavirus anyway, wasn't it? So I think we actually missed it. I think we watched the Queen's speech on catch up. It's all going to be about coronavirus. You don't want to. Sorry, you don't want to hear about that shit on Christmas Day, do you? Jesus Christ, we're trying to get away from it. The old Queen banging on about the coronavirus. All right, I'm trying to eat me cheesier scallops here, sweetheart. You know what I mean? Some of us are trying to enjoy our Christmas dinner that wasn't prepared for us by servants who no doubt the day after Christmas you're going to give a little gift to, just to keep up with the traditions of Boxing Day. So there you go. I hope you all had a nice time and got everything you wished for. Everything that you prayed to the baby Jesus to get, or Santa, or whatever you believe in. Anyway, what are we on? We're on 29 minutes, 54 seconds. That's it, people. We've fucking reached the threshold, the half-hour threshold of this. That was episode 172 of the Ben Briggs podcast. I shall be back on Tuesday, motherfuckers, as ever. If you want to contact me at all or have issues with anything I have said on this podcast, you can contact me at podcast at benbriggs.co.uk. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Enjoy the rest of the Christmas period. The next thing up is fucking New Year, innit? That's going to be a fucking laugh, isn't it? Spent in a fucking house, not being able to go out. Round of applause on the doorstep for the New Year. I imagine that's what people are going to do. Anyway, enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'll speak to you on Tuesday, motherfuckers. Take care.